G'day and welcome to the MacPack.
We're back.
My name's Jake McKenna, and to my left this week in order, the man on the panel who is most likely to take public transport is my little brother Joe. How are you, Joe boy?
Yes, and I have a big tip for you to stay safe on public transport coming up first.
Huge. And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
It is a dangerous place, the old public transport. You get a bit of everyone on them, and I do need tips and tricks to stay safe, John, so I'm so excited for what you got to bring to me.
Oh, that's very cute, wasn't it?
Joey, I'm
Thanks for hyping
excited.
me up.
I'm
We're
excited.
chatting about public transport off the top. Plus, Riley Boy has got an investigation for us this week.
About an Australian delicacy, that's right.
I have a cool car trick that I want
Oh,
to
very
show you,
cool.
boys.
Okay.
Junior Boy's also got an everyday hero that centers around Nandos.
Yeah, baby.
And we open back up the performance reviews. Massive ep. Let's get into it. Boys.
Goes.
How are we all? Are we all well?
I'm going well. It's a little chilly.
It is cold.
It is.
Bit of shrinkage for you lads.
You got shorts on? I got shorts.
I got
I
trackies.
still rock the shorts. I've noticed
Rock
I can't do the double. If I go heavy up top, I got to go light down
Really?
below. And if I go light down below, I got to go, I fucked it up. If I go heavy down below, I got to go light up
And
top.
do you get hot face in winter?
It's
Yeah.
more
Or is it
common.
like nice face?
No, I only get hot face in winter. You don't get hot face in summer.
Because you get hot body. You get
No,
hot.
you
You're
dress-
always hot.
You dress down for the occasion. You don't get hot in summer.
Right.
Write that on a t-shirt.
But
Yeah, you
like the
don't-
thing
you
is,
don't
I
get
get
hot in
in,
summer.
I get in your fucking car on our way to an event, and Joe's like sitting there like with the fucking air conditioner cranked up to like 34.
Not even. Sometimes it's not
No,
even on. and you're
34
sitting in the back
degrees.
seat
You're like a dog.
I just like I like having the air conditioning units on. I like to be cold. I prefer to be cold than hot.
That's crazy.
There you
Yeah.
go. Public
Me
transport.
too.
That's often where I get hot face. Public transport because the cunts they really crank it up when they don't necessarily need to. The train's packed. Like even in the middle of winter, the train is hot,
Yeah.
sweaty,
Yeah.
prime for hot face.
Stuffy.
We
And-
should do a scientific experiment on hot face.
Yeah.
How and why? It's also because I always wear a hat. I insulate the
It
heat.
keeps the heat in. But it doesn't hit.
Yeah. I'm very rarely cold, but if I took my hat off, I'd be cold.
Oh.
Imagine
So
it.
can't you take your hat off in the car?
Often I do, but that car's still so hot.
Fascinating stuff. Guy,
face.
if you get hot face, get in contact.
No one will.
Yeah. So there's a thing that I've been doing in secret
Oh.
I didn't know we were going
for
to talk
dare
about
I say months.
Nice.
I do it every night while I'm brushing my teeth.
Shit.
this. It's like the tap your head and rub your tummy. Joe's brushing his teeth and doing what else?
Yeah. So it came.
Whoa. That took a turn.
So I'll tell you about it. I was brushing my
I hope
teeth.
so. It'd be a pretty short segment if you did it.
I was brushing my teeth and I was looking in the mirror, and you get a little bored when you're doing that. It's
What are you wearing at the time when you're looking in the mirror?
Buck, of course.
Yeah, cool. I only brush my teeth buck naked.
Yeah. You don't want to get paste anywhere. You
Yeah.
don't wanna-
I always thought it was butt naked
That's what I thought as well.
because that
but-
makes more sense.
Does make sense. Where does the buck come from? The buck stops here
Yeah.
on the whole buck naked phrase.
The means test.
Yeah. I think it is buck. Anyway, so I was standing buck and I was brushing my teeth.
You weren't actually buck. You were in your grey bodysuit.
Yeah, I was in my grey onesie, which Jake's wearing the top half of at the moment.
Sharing.
And I looked into the mirror and then I did a face.
Nice.
And it's a face that I have been working on
Oh.
ever since I gave it a crack. Because I was thinking about this is a face that, don't get me wrong, you guys will have seen it. Not from me, but it's a known face for sure.
Oh, it's like a facial expression.
Yeah,
you're saying.
and I was thinking about it, and I was like, there are certain people who make this face or have this face,
And it's
I was-
punchable.
I was like, what if I look like that? Like, I could probably make the face,
yeah.
and then I did.
If anyone else can, you
yeah.
could.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been practicing it over months.
So we've been practicing the face.
Yeah, and then I brought it up. The whole public transport thing is one use you could use for it if you do get into a spot of bother.
So you've got here, you've made us write down, this is like something you would do on public transport in order to stay safe?
You could definitely use it to stay safe.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going
You're
to
gonna do it.
look away from you guys and do it. And
Look
then-
away?
Yeah, to get in.
Oh, you're going to look away. Do you want
Yeah,
us to look away?
No, I'll look away.
Okay.
I need to. I'll take a few beats to center myself,
All right.
and then I will do
The face.
said face. Okay.
And this is going to be scary enough that we will not approach, or that we're going to shit ourselves. Where
you'll
on the,
see,
where on
you'll
the
see.
spectrum
You
is it going to?
gotta try hold it for long enough that you don't laugh, so we can really absorb the face.
That's why I'll need to.
Get into character.
I'm Friendly Joe now.
Yeah.
But who's coming back? Just be careful.
And you don't need to brush your teeth in order for the preparation. It's not part of the character.
Yeah, have you ever done it without brushing?
Yeah, I
your
have done it
face?
without.
Dry run. He's done a dry
Yeah,
run.
I've done a dry run. Yeah.
Good.
But I will be buck. Okay. Yeah.
Imagine being on the train. He's like, no, I need to
Yeah.
brush my teeth.
I need to be buck for
Yeah,
this.
it's not the face, it's the fact that he's buck.
All right, so you're going to look away.
No one's looking.
We're
at
going
his
to
face.
just sit here, apparently.
Here we go. I'm
I'm a
excited.
bit nervous about the level
Do you have
of
any, like-
preparation.
It's hard because usually I'll look in the mirror and make sure I've nailed it.
Do you want to look through the
You can-
reflection?
yeah, there's a big TV you could look at there. I'm a bit nervous.
The Kogan. Joey's having a fair dinkum looking
Sorry,
at Kogan. Oh,
there's
he's
a
got his phone up. He's doing
I
a.
might take the headphones off.
Oh,
This is taking a lot longer
so
than
he
I
can't
thought it
hear
would.
us. As if we're not in the same room.
Um,
What do you expect it to be, Jake? Angry or?
I didn't think it was going to take this much time. I thought it was going to be like a glance away and then come back with the face.
That's how you know it's going to be.
It does
good.
seem like he's manually going to be putting like,
Oh, you Oi, what are you doing?
it's really terrible.
I love it.
Give him down the back.
Oh, you, what is that? Oh, you.
That is scary.
Because then I was thinking like,
It is pretty.
That's Joey.
It's pretty
I was
full on.
thinking about, like, you know the people who look like that, right?
Whoa, what do you mean by that?
Just certain
you.
characters you might see out on the street. Who
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
you a bit of a scary.
You looked a little bit. We talk about it quite often. The Christmas movie about the trains,
Polo Express.
Uncanny Valley. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You looked a bit animated. You looked a little bit like you could have been a cartoon.
Yeah, like your face melted away a bit.
Because I was also thinking, because it's a very unusual face, but you know, you see people out and they're usually, maybe they don't have a lot, things going right for them, whatever, and they're doing that face.
Yeah.
I think for them it's just their face.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get. I'm like, what? Because it's quite a strain for me to do that face.
a lot of the intimidation came from the verbal and the point, like the weird verbal
The fact that you
and the
broke
aggressive,
Jake's nose.
the aggressive pointing. Because can you just do the? Do you reckon you could? Yeah, you do look just a little bit more like Planets of the Apes sort of situation there.
But then I was wondering, so I had, not to bring it up again, not to brag, but I did have a party on Saturday night.
Oh,
Nice.
and then it's funny. Per mentions,
Yeah, you got to get your party mentions up.
How many times have you mentioned it?
if
Once
I
on
mention
radio, once now.
Nice, dude.
at least and over multiple breaks, I feel like Anyway, continue on, Joe.
But I was wondering because like, because it was a lot of people at this party I didn't know because I wasn't invited.
yeah.
So you did the face.
I was imagining like if I came in doing that face, doing a bit of the voice,
That all remember you for the future.
but then I could switch to normal. But I feel like if that was your first impression of someone,
That's how you always
you
see
would
it.
never be able to like.
yeah, you couldn't unsee
Yeah,
it.
like if a someone you saw like out in Northbridge on a night out, whatever, came up to you, was, you know, in a nightclub, was doing that, and then he was like, "No, I'm just like messing with you."
Yeah.
You would be like, "Oh, I don't
me
like
away.
that. I don't like that one bit."
It's like if you see a man kill another man, you know what he's capable of. So you're immediately not going to see him in the same light.
Yeah, but I thought it's a good one to have in the back pocket for if you are in a situation where something's going awry. If you pull that out, I feel like you would be pretty safe.
Nice.
I like
Do you guys want to give it a crack?
Well, we're catching the train with you to the footy tomorrow, so
yeah,
keen to see it all.
I'll bring it out.
unfold.
I call it my defense face.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Why do you call it the deface?
The William. Your middle name's William. You could be
Yeah.
the William DeFace.
Nice.
William DeFace. I
I
like
like
it.
I
Sort
like
of.
Alrighty, Junior Boy, you're doing a little bit of investigative work. We mentioned this last week on the pod, a bit of a new segment we've been thinking up. Last week we debuted it officially with the McDonald's chips. Where are we heading this week?
Investigated.
A couple weeks ago on the show, we talked about how we discovered that there was a bug that was in the food colouring of a specialty treat, the marshmallow. Do you guys remember?
Yes, yes.
I do.
Let's catch you up if you didn't hear it.
So the pink colouring in Pascal's marshmallows is actually a bug.
It's a bug.
Well, that's definitely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that at no point do they ever mention any flavours. It never says like it's strawberry or vanilla. It's just pink and white.
The only thing they do say is no artificial colours, which means that there must be an ingredient in the pink that makes it that colour, which isn't colouring.
Well, they have ingredient color 120.
Oh!
Color 120, also known as carmine or cochineal, is a natural red food coloring. It's derived from the cochineal insect, which looks like this.
Oh, it looks like a raspberry.
Yeah, so they're saying it's not artificial because it's natural,
But it's an animal.
it's just a bug.
That they've crushed.
So the pink colouring in Pascal's marshmallows is actually a bug.
It's a bug.
Well, that's definitely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Boys, I've got some more info. Not on that, but on a new delicacy.
We love this. The people loved it as well. That video went a bit gangbusters.
Yeah, the people did love it. So
For multiple reasons. One, for the fact that we're eating bugs, but secondly, for the way that Joe pronounced the word cochineal.
yes, cochineal.
Which there seems to be about 9 different versions of the way you can pronounce it, none of which, wow, Joey did.
But boys, I've got a new delicacy. An Aussie delicacy, probably one of the most popular ones.
We're happy little Vegemites, as bright can be.
Vegemite is where we're going with this one, boys. Are you
Love it.
excited as me?
Very
My
excited.
mouth is salivating at the thought
Before
of
we get into it, sorry, no, you go, finish.
eating Vegemite.
Okay, before we get into it, what would you think Vegemite is made up of?
Wait, that's what I'm about to tell you, bro.
Oh, yeah, but I just wanted to guess because I would say like straight up just black salt. Salt and a bit of vinegar.
That's
and
kind of what it tastes like.
mash
right?
it up.
That is what it tastes like. Yeah, I did think maybe Jake might know this one because it's kind of up Jake's alley, but I don't know if you're too educated in this fact. But it's definitely something I found out this week.
Vegemite is saltier than salt itself, I reckon.
It is.
I could
rate
have
it.
I could have a teaspoon of. I could easily, I reckon, eat a teaspoon of salt. I don't think I
Next week.
Jake can try
But
it.
a teaspoon Vegemite, I just don't know if you could do it.
Boys, this week I found out that Vegemite is made out of leftover beer sludge. Did you know this?
I do not know.
I did always say that.
Yeah,
Like,
I take
sometimes-
it back. I have had Vegemite a great deal of time.
Sometimes I would drink like a VB or something like that. This is back in the day.
Yeah, and it kind of
And
tastes
I'd
like
be like,
Vegemite.
oh, this is pretty like Vegemite.
It's the yeast. It's the yeast in it.
That's exactly
It's
right.
my yeast infection playing.
Vegemite is made from yeast extract, which is essentially the leftover yeast and other byproducts of brewing beer.
Yes.
I've got the history of all of this coming
love
up
it.
next.
And we're feeding this to kids.
Oh, yeah, we're feeding it to everyone, Joe. It's the Aussie delicacy. Australia lost access to the British Marmite during World War One. So in 1922, Dr. Cyril Callister got the yeast sludge from Carlton and United Breweries and made his own.
That's very cool. They should advertise that more.
Yeah, right? And it sounds disgusting, doesn't it?
Yeast sludge. From
Well, when you
beer.
brand it up like that, like I'm
Yeah.
sure they could make it sound. It's like, what could you say? Leftover beer. It automatically sounds better.
Yeah,
But to say beer sludge, I feel like anything sludge isn't good.
Yeah, no.
I think also it's like the image of someone like literally like scraping it from the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Like,
the jar.
is it getting picked up off the floor is a good question. But it's actually good for you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I was like, how is Vegemite good for you? And it has all these vitamins that are
Yeah.
good for you.
That's exactly right. It
What
has-
is this beer could have been good for you if it kept the sludge in?
And how is something as black as leather good for you? That's what I can't comprehend.
It's rich in vitamin B, folate, niacin, and thiamine, making Vegemite not just an elite spread, but a natural nutritional supplement.
Why is it so fucking salty then?
Well, they are.
they had 9 kilos of salt.
That's right.
I also heard, I don't know if this is true,
Here
but
we go.
apparently when Vegemite was starting out, no one liked it. Oh. And
And that's remained the case.
but then during one of the wars, you know, like how they wouldn't throw stuff out because like they didn't have anything.
Yep.
Apparently Vegemite was like thrown in with a bit of your craft singles.
All right.
So people
Oh.
they used it because they didn't want it to go to waste.
And also, when I was doing my research in World War II, it was quite a prominent thing for Australian soldiers because of the rich vitamins in it. It was a good spread.
Yeah.
It's a good spread to have. It was very easy and there was lots of it because no one wanted it. Do you also know how Vegemite got its name?
Oh, I Snack 2.0.
What's that?
That was when they changed the
Are
name.
you not old enough to remember I Snack 2.0?
No.
Not that long ago, Vegemite did because they realised that not many people love the taste of Vegemite.
Yeah.
They went, we got to make this a bit more palatable to everyone.
They did like a second iteration of the recipe.
Oh.
And it was largely like a cheesy and buttery element. Like
Yeah, I
they
think
added,
it
they added
tasted more cheesy.
They added things that you normally add to your Vegemite serving to
Oh, yeah.
take away from the taste.
And they had a big competition where people would submit the names.
Yeah.
What are we going to call this new Vegemite?
And what did it
And
get?
everyone thought it was going to be like cheesy
Cheesy
mite.
mite.
Oh, yeah.
And I Snack 2.0 was what they ran
Yeah,
with.
so
Like,
so iSnack 2.0 was submitted and won, and it was a commentary on like the fact that like this was like when the iPhone was like still kind of newish,
Yeah.
and it was like the iPod 2 and the iPhone 4 and all.
they
this
genuinely thought this black spread was as revolutionary as the iPod.
That's
stuff. So they
cute.
still actually sell iSnack 2.0 at the shop. It's just
It's called
Cheesy Mite.
Yeah, it's called
They
Cheesy
changed
Mite.
the name.
Why'd they change the name?
Because
Because
no
no
one-
hated iSnack 2.0.
Because surprisingly, people hated the name more than they hate Vegemite, which is just blasphemous.
That is crazy. I never knew that.
There you go.
That's before my time. But they actually did a very similar thing back in the day, and that's how they got the name Vegemite. Vegemite got its name via a naming competition where the whole of Australia suggested names.
And iSnack 1.0 long. Too ahead of its time.
the idea was to reflect its vegetable and vitamin-rich content in the word veg, and mite was the common suffix also used in Marmite, which we lost access
yeah, what if it
to.
was called like Yeasty Mite?
Yeah, it could have been.
Do you have any other...
But how many
Front
veggies?
runners?
How many veggies? It should be called Beery Mite.
I did try to find other names that were in the running,
Yeah.
but nothing. I couldn't find anything. But I did find that the comp was run by Fred Walker and Co., who was the company behind Dr. Cyril's invention, who later partnered with Kraft. And the winning name Vegemite was reportedly submitted by Fred Walker's daughter.
Nice.
So is Freddie's bloody the guy who runs the
Nepotism.
company's daughter
Yeah.
came to him and said, "I want to call it Vegemite," and he said, "Sure thing, daughter."
And don't ask Santa for anything else.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah,
damn
if-
good.
If you ever wondered why the tag on the bottom of the Vegemite bottle said yeast extract, well, that's exactly it. It is yeast extract.
I just
from-
don't understand. They call it a veggie, but I have not heard a vegetable get mentioned.
I think just like because there's lots of vitamins in
Yeah, it,
vegetables.
it definitely makes it sound...
Vitamite
Yeah.
would make more sense.
It definitely makes it sound a lot better. Like veggie, yeah, oh,
Makes
that's
us-
good for you. Might, not sure what that is, but half of the word is good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you had no idea about it and you just branded something.
Have
up
you
as
guys
being
tried
Vegemite.
Marmite?
No.
Apparently, it's
Maybe
not.
we should, Jake, try it.
Apparently, it's quite a bit different to Vegemite.
Yeah.
Traditionally, people who like like Marmite do not like Vegemite. Like, even people who like Marmite think Vegemite's a bit on the nose, which is pretty hard to fathom.
Maybe we should give it a try one day.
I love
Compare our
Vegemite.
yeast extracts.
Vegemite and a bit of butter on your bread. I also was wondering, is there any alcoholic value in this Vegemite?
No, because it's yeast.
Can't be.
It's not the beer. It's yeast.
Oh,
Do you know what
okay.
yeast is?
Not particularly.
So I use yeast when I make up my little pizzas.
Oh,
because you got
sweet.
That's what makes the bread rise.
yeah, and that's what you got on the bottom of your foot, right? John?
Yeah, that in fact.
But yeah,
I
I
makes
was
my foot rise.
I was so surprised by the dark history of Vegemite.
Investigated.
Love it, Junior boy. Righty, boys. I found this fancy new little car trick that you can do, but it only
They move.
but it only worked with specific cars, right?
Okay.
So I saw this clip earlier in the week, and I went, "Could it be working on my car?" And I've never been aware of this function. Went outside, tried it, worked an absolute treat. Got here tonight.
Oh.
Checked your car. Checked Riley's car. And then I showed Riley what the trick is. So he's fully in on it.
I'm fully in.
But I thought we'd show you the trick and we'd show the people at home the trick to educate the nation on a potential secret function that some cars have.
Yep.
Show them the
Let's
clip.
go.
Shall we? Let's do it. We're currently outside of the residence. Jake's about to show us a new trick with his car.
I've got a secret feature that only appears on some cars. And earlier this week, I worked out that my car has the feature. Luckily, I'm such a big car guy, a huge car enthusiast. So
It's so cold
it only makes sense that it's on my car.
It's so cold, you can actually see the fog in the air. All right, let's show us. Show us.
Okay,
Quick,
so what you
quick.
want to do, right? You start your car.
You need to start the engine.
Bum, 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 bum.
Quick,
All right.
quick.
Now, what
we
we
got
do-
time. We don't have time.
You got to go. Now, it only happens on some cars. So you're going to go forward
Forward.
on here.
Yep.
So your lights are on.
Yep.
Then you high beam the bitch.
Oh, we're
Then once the
beaming.
high beams happened, I think you have to put... No, you don't put it. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
And then you pull
Why
back.
do you have to put the high beams on?
I don't know. It's like a secret. It's just one of the secrets.
Okay.
Secret squirrel business.
Yeah.
And then you pull back on the
Left lever.
left lever, which is the thing that would essentially make you get your... What is that thing called? The
Windscreen wipers,
to go.
water. Yeah,
But
yeah.
watch what it'll do instead. It won't do the windows. It'll do a different part of the car.
Should I go look?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Go.
Whoa! What the hell?
This is the future. Look at the suds. And then do they wipe themselves or is that it?
There's no wipe. So if you could just fix that up, that'd be great. Thanks, man.
And then a little man will come out with a little chucks and he'll go like this. There you go, Joey. You can't do it on me and Joe's car, but
Why?
fun facts with Jake's 2016 Mazda 6. Is that right?
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
What the hell?
We're currently out.
So what you can, it's so good. Trick so nice, play it twice. So what you can do is if you go into your car, listeners at home, do it while you're driving. Fuck it. Put
It's-
your car on high beams,
Yep.
right? You turn your lights on and then kick them forward to high beams.
So permanent high beam.
But how do you...
And then with the thing that you would normally do the windscreen wiper, you know how you can manually do the windscreen wiper if you pull it to yourself?
Yeah.
Pull it to yourself for 3 seconds. And potentially, if your car is swaggy like a mine,
You'll have this little robot that ejects its arms out of underneath the headlights.
yes, and it
So
shoots,
far.
it
Squirts
shoots
water
all the
So much
stuff
water.
straight on there.
Onto your headlight so it cleans the headlight fog.
Now,
Or
I don't know
dust
that
or
it does
whatever.
anything in Australia because we don't really have a use for that. But I imagine if you're in the snow, it would help like get rid of. So your lights are still.
Yeah, you can use your to get the snow off.
And
your
I guess if
headlights.
you're in like outback Australia, you could use it
Get
to
the
clean.
dust. Yeah.
But there's nothing that's like actually going.
Yeah,
So it
it's
is
just a
just sort
big
of
spray.
pissing heaps
Rinse.
of water.
It's a rinse job.
It's a rinsey.
But on my
they're
car,
rinsing you.
but on our cars, Joe, we don't have it. But Jake has this little black nozzle that's probably like as big as half of a iPhone size, like
Yeah.
that big, and it just sits underneath his headlights, and you never know. No one knew what they were for.
I thought it was a sensor because my car often beeps if I hit someone.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was the sensor for that.
It tells you to back over.
yeah, but no, they actually unflap and eject a little arm and goes.
So you could tell just by looking at the front of my car that
Yeah,
you couldn't
yeah.
do it.
Well, we could try. I'm jury's out for me. I don't think
Definitely.
you
That
could.
was insane. That was...
Unless Joe's is like a 4 meter arm that stretches
Yeah.
underneath the barrel
But
of
mine,
the car.
when I walked out to see mine, because I was obviously a little bit like,
Drunk.
no, I was like, I wonder if this will work.
Yeah.
And then I walked out to my car and I saw those little bits and I was like, nah, they're fake. Like they just
Oh,
look
they're
like
fakies.
They just look like they're part of the plastic. They look
Yeah.
like they're part of the makeup of the car and serve no function at all. And then I did the thing and I was like, oh Jesus, this thing because it's not subtle.
No, and it's so... I've known about cars, dare I say, my whole life.
Congrats,
And this
man.
has never been mentioned. You know, there are other things about cars that you don't know about, like carburetors and stuff like that.
Yeah, what's a Beretta?
Like this
What does that have to do
one-
with my car?
Does anyone know about this? Why is it only
Yeah, what else don't we know about our cars?
people? Mazda was watching this video and go, oh fuck, we were meant to recall that one. One of them slipped out of the factory.
What did you think was going to happen?
I was thinking eject seat.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Even when I was watching it, and I knew what was going to happen. Alrighty, boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero.
Boys, Nandos with the Mandos the other week.
Oh, I took a Nando.
Chicken Nandos. Joe's clearing his throat, getting ready for the big gags coming up.
If we had just one really dedicated fan, it'd be nice to have someone do a cough count for Joey.
Yeah.
Every week. Every week, just in the side corner, we could just have a cough count for Joe.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
One day he'll reach 100 and we won't notice in an episode.
You'll
We
get
should
it
be
done.
standing
The
up.
listeners rush the studio.
Yeah, like Buddy Franklin's kicked his
Yeah.
1000th goal.
Raising our lungs.
I
Raising
was
our
just clearing my
diaphragm.
throat. I wasn't coughing.
Yeah, but you put a handbrake on
Do
this
you,
segment.
do you clear
No, I
your
didn't.
throat like that frequently during the day? Yes, it's a lot.
Or is it just when we're recording
Occasionally.
audio around the chest?
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of chat going around, and it's bloody cold in here. It's not. This is
What is it
not
go-
real life.
It's not that cold. I'm wearing shorts and I've still got a hot face.
All right, boys. Nando's with the Mando. Speaking of something that's hot. Whoa, how's that lemon and herb going?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It bloody stinks. It's coming out my arse. That's for sure.
When was the last time you had Nando's?
Not that long ago. They do a good veggie patty.
Oh, do they?
A little veggie patty.
Right. And you can get that with all the basin.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What do
and
you
the
get?
treble.
What do I get? I get hot.
Oh,
Do you actually?
I like hot.
Dap me up, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
Although I do find sometimes I would get the paella. And I find they put a lot of sauce in that.
Yeah.
So sometimes the hot is a little spicy for that.
The issue with the paella is that they clearly microwave it in that ceramic bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when it comes out, it's like unedibly hot.
Yeah, that's another thing.
What the? And you can't even like tip it out onto a plate
Because you
it's
burn
like,
your fingers.
That's another thing. It's like they
Wait
put
3
so
hours.
much sauce on it and it's temperature hot as
Yeah,
well.
that's the worst.
So I stick to a little veggie wrap, please.
Nice. Anyway, I was at Nando's with the Mandos. They all the boys had a buy for their indoor soccer game.
Yeah.
So they thought team dinner would be good.
That's
instead.
cool. I
That's
like
nice.
that.
And they invited their 2 number 1 ticket holders, me and
Yeah.
my good friend Josh, and we all
Number
went
one
down.
and number 2 ticket holder.
It's a short list.
He's number 1. I'm definitely a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Rock up. Anyway.
Do you reckon if we went to 3 games, we could quickly hurdle the 2 of you?
Yeah, you definitely heard him. Anyway,
You beat me by 3.
so we rocked up at Nando's with the Mandos, and we're all eating our supper.
Yeah.
As you do. I was there early with Kobe. Me and him sat down at the table first. And it was at a Nando's where the dining area wasn't too big. So, like, you needed, like, claim space.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You're going to drop the location?
Yeah, Myrie.
Okay.
The
Oh,
one
yeah.
next to, like,
The one next to-
Subway and HJ's and Bunnings.
Oh, yes. That's a small one.
Leach Highway.
That is very small there.
Yeah.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Carry
It's
on.
good. Anyway, so me and him sat down like there was only like 2 tables that were free on like a booth that like curves. So we took up the curve bit, and then like more boys came, and then more boys came, and more boys came, and then it quickly became a bit of a we run out of space. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we are we are eating off our laps if it keeps going this direction. And there was this like family of 3, this like young gentleman who's probably like 5-10 years older than us, and his partner and their daughter, and they were eating on a table of 4, and then like he noticed that the boys were like hella cramped over
Yeah.
there in the corner.
How many do you reckon you would have been able to fit where you're sitting? Comfortably.
4 max 5.
And how many have you got?
20.
Yeah, like 8, 9,
Oh, wow. Okay.
9, 10. Yeah, 9 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're doing
Is that even possible?
good.
Were some people standing?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like when Cade got there, he was definitely standing, kind of looking around, and we're all looking at him like, "Sucks to suck, bro."
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what
happens
happens
here early to Nando.
That's what happens when you get here at 7:31, bro. Anyway,
for a 7:45 start.
yeah, and then like we'd all ordered kind of thing, and like they're all like the plates started to come and stuff, and then the plates started to get delivered to the table.
And when you're ordering,
stuff.
were you rocking like everyone had their own number thing?
no, it's like QR code type job.
I was going to say, it's a hot seat. You wouldn't want to get up to order
Yeah.
your dinner because you're going to come back to no chair.
Yeah, and then the fellow who was with his lovely partner and daughter was like, we could fit on one table, so he like scooched the little bub over, and then he grabbed the baby, and then he grabbed the table and slid it across and said, "Boys, take this one," and then we used that one, and then we only had 3 people standing. No, but that was right. That was the perfect amount for everyone to have a little
That's
spot
nice.
on
Yeah.
the table.
Were you a long way away from each other?
And then he slid it over. What did he say? He was like, "Oh, what you boys want this table?" And I was like, "Oh, I was like, yeah, that'd be great actually." And then he slid it over, and when it touched the table, I said, "You guys want to join us?" But yeah,
What was his
he
response?
laughed and said, "Watch your mouth." No,
Say my name.
he laughed and walked away and enjoyed his dinner. And I was like, that's a guy. It's just a good bloke.
Yeah.
Very
He
nice.
wasn't just looking at his dinner and eating his chicken. He was like looking out for the people around the restaurant who needed his help.
There you go. Got to have awareness in this day and age.
That's it.
I love it. Yeah, because he wasn't looking at his phone. He was living in the moment.
It always comes back to the freaking block in front of our eyes that we call
Look
mobile.
up. Look who needs a hand.
Yeah. Look up for
Yourself.
once.
Yeah, take out your earpods.
You
That's
prick.
right. I'm talking to you.
Could you imagine if he had
Sam.
his... Imagine if he had his...
I always wanted. That's.
do the face.
Oi, Sam. Put your fucking phone down for 1 second.
So this week's Everyday Hero is going to the Nandos champion for having the awareness to see that the boys were in a dire position
Yes.
and to help them out by providing them with an area to eat.
At team dinner. That's right. Club dinner.
Enjoy the full team's dinner. Oh, goodness me. That's why this man is winning this week. Episode 251's Everyday Hero. Alrighty, boys. A few probably months ago now, we first come up with the idea of getting a 5-year performance review done by the fans as we approach our 5-year anniversary of doing the podcast, which comes in October of this year. Overwhelmed with the amount of people who have reached out and got in touch.
Yeah, and we've been reading out the best ones on the show.
We have. The form continues to stay open. I actually haven't looked at it for a while until today. I went through quite a few in there. If you are keen, as I mentioned,
Where
it's
where can they find it?
it's still open. If you just go on our Google
Doc.
Our link tree in the show notes.
Yeah, our link tree.
Instagram bio. you
It's a
know where to
Google
find it.
form. It's
Log into our Google account.
honestly, if you knew the password, you could get into basically everything.
I swear we did.
Easy does it. Easy does it.
You can check out everything. There's been a fair few. I just want to read out one in particular today, but it is open and it is completely anonymous. So
You can roast us. You can tell us what to improve on. You can tell us what you love about the show.
yeah, unlike our password protection, this will keep your
This is
identity
locked
very
down.
secure.
Put all our cybersecurity team working on this one form.
What do we got?
As we always say, your safety is important to us.
Yeah.
Ours, who gives a
Not worth the hassle, I wouldn't have thought. So yeah, go and fill out a form if you haven't already, but there has been a fair few who already have, and we've been absolutely loving them. I can't tell you who this one's come from because, as I mentioned, it is anonymous.
Completely.
They found out about us via TikTok. We don't have to go through all the semantics.
Oh, that's nice.
They love listening to the radio show as well. They listen to both. That comes up later in the
Oh
written.
yeah. Also,
the written part.
if you missed on this week's radio show, the one that came out on Tuesday, the one that we recorded live
Record on Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yep.
I told you guys the reveal from my tease in the last week's episode of the podcast about how many times Central C said his catchphrase. All right. So if you want to hear the tales
Yeah,
of the
don't tell
night,
anyone.
Yeah,
if you want to hear the tales of the night,
Go back.
listen to Tuesday's radio app, dude. It was a
back.
killer.
And get involved with the show as well.
Get involved with the show.
047 30 30 88
Yeah.
We love to hear from you. This person,
Break
question is, what do you love about the MacPack? Segments, games, topics. That's sort of the hint. That's what we want you to talk about.
Yes, yes.
This person says, I love that it is a Perth-based podcast and that I can relate to the stories because I know the places you're talking about.
Shout out South Street.
Yeah.
Shout out Myrie Nandos.
Yeah.
My favourite segment is Riley's rave reviews, which you haven't done in ages.
3 years. Wow. We could bring it back.
We should bring it back.
but I don't have crazy nights out like that anymore.
But you could
I
review
had a good
other
one
things.
at the left bank a couple of weeks ago.
You've never reviewed the left bank.
We could do a
And
lefty
Left
one.
Bank is a borderline friend of the show.
Maybe next week we'll do a left bank one. I don't mind that.
I'll write it down.
I rate that highly. We've talked
I
about
don't have anything in mind, but usually when I did the segments, I didn't either.
No, half hour.
Yeah. You got half hour to enjoy next week, whoever this anonymous is.
Anyway, my favourite segment is Riley's rave reviews, and my favourite game is Stay on the Line. Can't remember the actual name.
Stay.
It's just
what
called
it's
Stay. This person has given it a better name. Stay on the Line would make more sense.
Stay on the line.
Stay. Which, again, we haven't played in so long. This
Yeah.
person probably hasn't listened in about 9 years.
Maybe they're catching up, and this is like the prime.
Yeah.
The prime of
You've
the
always
show.
played Stay so much.
Yeah.
We should
rid of a slog of 150 episodes, buddy.
we should play
We
Stay.
can stay. We can play Stay next week as well. How about we just do an episode for this dude
This guy,
or
yeah.
girl?
I think it is a girl. I think I read later. We'll find out. Again, it's anonymous. We don't know.
Anonymous.
But the one where you call takeaway places and have to stay on the line for as long as possible.
Yes.
So that's the game. Love it. What do you dislike about the MacPack?
Ooh. Less fun of. Less
And they
fun.
answer it. Some people don't answer it. Honestly, yeah, we want you to answer.
Yeah.
Honestly, I dislike the guest podcasts.
Fuck you, guest.
You fool.
Because that probably, but that's probably because I'm not the target audience for guests. But don't ditch it because it's good though, and you guys clearly love it, which I like.
True, yeah.
We do enjoy
This person's so wholesome. I
talking
really like
to the
them.
guests. No, it was personally lovely. What is one piece of honest feedback you'd like to give the boys? Be brutal. We can take it. No brutal feedback. I love the podcast, which we love. And you have to keep doing it for at least another year and a half. That's very specific.
And then they're gonna. What are they gonna do after the year and a half?
I've been listening to the podcast since I started uni in 2021.
Do they know something about like the 7-year itch of the podcast?
Yeah.
Is there a 6.5 year itch that we don't know?
Everyone's
about?
going to pike there.
Oh, like that's when it goes. I don't know.
I've been listening ever since I started uni in 2021, and my weekly ritual is listening to the podcast on my drive to and from uni every time I go. The radio edition has been great because
now
now
I'm going to uni twice a week.
because now I have 2 episodes to listen to a week.
That's so
I've
cool.
finished my undergraduate degree, and now I'm doing my postgrad degree.
Oh, we got a brainer.
And this could be one of your mates.
Yeah.
Joey.
Smart person.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, these guys going for their masters like that. They're chill.
I graduated at the end of 2026. Well, that's all going well. You can't.
Yeah, wow.
No guarantees.
That's why they want us to
Should
keep
we-
podcasting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
We'll come to your graduation.
Yes, dude. I'll go to that thing.
As long as it's... As long as
way to
it's-
ruin
long
the
as they're
anonymous
loud.
thing.
Although you can message.
Second part of that is listening to the podcast isn't just a uni exclusive. You can listen to the podcast.
Whenever you freaking want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No matter
just-
what you get up to.
Them celebrating with the cap and gown.
I'm a
Yeah, unfollowing it. Thank God. We're done.
So anyway, so I need you to continue until I graduate. Otherwise, my uni drive routine is going to be all over the place, and I'll be sad, which is fair enough.
That's
We
it.
don't plan on ending it, despite many messages and suggestions too.
Fight all the ceases and desists. We've got our lawyer friends studying up for us.
Yeah,
Year and a half.
if you are doing
They'll
law,
be done.
you could become a huge asset to the team.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, you guys, and you guys are really entertaining and make me laugh the whole drive. Stops me from crying about uni, which is beautiful. What other podcasts do you listen to? I don't.
Wow.
Spotify wrapped top podcast 4 years in a row. So
Wow.
that is pretty impressive.
Thank you.
I don't even, I don't obviously listen to our own podcast because that would be a bit.
We live it.
Freaking here for it, dude. It is me.
This guy rocks. That's me talking about Riley when I listen.
This guy's so cool. I love
Get
his,
that Joe fucking loser. Get him, Riley. He does cough.
Face wasn't even scary.
but I do appreciate that a lot because all the podcasts that sit in my top 5 every year are genuinely ones that I listen to.
Religiously, hey.
Yeah, basically every day. Joe finds it funny that when I run, or is it he that finds it funny, I listen to a podcast.
No, I listen to a podcast when I run.
I do not run
nuts.
listening to music. I listen to like
Really?
Triple M
Way
footy
less.
interviewing
Yeah.
football players.
Can you hear anything, or are you just going like thud, thud, thud?
I don't know
thud,
how
thud?
you run. You seem to be doing it
yeah,
wrong.
on my ears. No, listening to music it gets boring after a while.
Damn.
Absolutely, it does. It also run too fast when I listen to music.
Yeah.
It's like 2 amps me up. I would much prefer to hear Billy Brownless just mispronounce words. Lastly here from this person, we don't know their name. All right, we're all friends here. Roast the lads and we might share them on air. This bit's nice. This is equally as nice. This is my guilty pleasure podcast. Like, I'm embarrassed to admit that my fave and only podcast I listen to is 3 white guys talking about Perth. But I love the pod, so I enjoy listening in the car and keeping it a secret. For context, I am a girl, in case you didn't pick up the vibe. If this makes it onto the podcast, definitely try and guess what my degree is. Here we go. Well, that's nice that it's a guilty pleasure. I appreciate that. You don't have to listen to it alone, though. Feel free to tell people. That really
tell
helps. If you really like us, that helps massively if you tell
all your
people.
nerds at uni.
Word of mouth is the best way of getting the message out there.
Yeah. At no point during 251 episodes have we said, shh, don't tell anyone about the podcast.
Keep it on the DL.
Don't tell anyone about the podcast. So yeah, please do. This goes for everyone. Share it with your friends. I don't think.
Study area or uni subject or whatever.
Yeah, what's she studying?
What's her major?
You guys both looking at me, so I guess I'll go. Yeah, I think I'll say law. It's one of the ones where you kind of have to do a post grad.
Yeah, you also
No, but that can't be right. That can't be right because she started uni in 2021.
Yeah.
And she's already done her undergrad.
So that's 3 years. Oh, so
Yeah,
it
but
can be
then you
law.
do
Law's usually
post-grad.
4 years.
Oh.
Yeah. So it'd have to be a 3-year undergrad course, which is usually like just not law or
Just the one that Joe
like
mentioned.
the really like
Medicine.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe it could be like
I'm going to go with chiropractor.
I'm gonna go with like psychology
Yeah, that's a good one.
because I know that they have to do extended studies to practice in the field.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'd love to know what university as well. That would help.
That would really help.
Narrows it down.
Do you know anyone that goes to Notre Dame and does anything other than like teaching or nursing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Notre Dame?
As someone who went there and did teaching
And nursing
and dressed up as a nurse for a bit.
and fail.
Yeah, I didn't say I did them well. I didn't say I finished them. I just rocked up. Oh God, what a time!
So what do you reckon? Just pick one.
She's. I love being right though.
Well, how are we gonna know? She's not gonna tell us. Otherwise
Teaching.
she won't be
She's doing
anonymous.
teaching.
You don't do postgrad for teaching,
Do you?
I don't think so.
unless you're
I
like
just want to be a lecturer.
yeah, unless you were doing like research.
Yeah.
Boring.
Psychology. She's doing psych.
Oh, I already
that
said
what you
that.
said?
Oh, is that what
too.
you said?
Yeah.
Oh, we said.
What did you say, Joe? Law, and she couldn't do
It's
law.
not
'cause-
law. Engineering.
Yeah, probably a 4-year undergrad as
I don't
well.
think so. Mine was only 3 years.
You didn't
You didn't do engineering.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
You did nursing. We all know.
yeah.
No, that's fantastic. There's a heap there. We spent a lot of time on that one, so we'll probably wrap things up. But if you do want to get in contact, if you want to be part of the show for whatever reason, feel free
You
to.
could have a 13-minute segment based on what
And
you
also
do at uni.
put something in where we have to guess something about you. I like that.
Maybe
Yeah.
do it at the top though, so we have the whole
like a
time to
little
think
game.
about.
And like
it.
give us a couple hints so we can get sort of in the area. It's not just a guessing of the millions of subjects you can
Yeah.
study in the world.
I like it. Keep the mystery alive. Boys,
yeah.
has been an absolute pleasure. If you do want to get in contact, you can go fill out the 5-year annual review.
You said annual.
Yeah, and make it good. So we'll pick you
via the link tree. You can also just ping us, just DM us a message. We'll read those out. You can leave us a review on Spotify or comment on a fucking YouTube video and get around our nerd boy
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah, comment
over
how many
there.
times you reckon Joe's going to cough.
Yeah, over unders 100. Boys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to.
Go give your mum a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever.